ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. We'll chant the first Shanti Mantra together. Om Shanno Mitrasham Varunah Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi Shanno Vishnurukramah Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Rutam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadbhaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Bhaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So this first Shanti mantra has 5 parts. The first one is prayer to various deities, 6 devatas, for the fitness of the body, mind, sense complex. That is first part. Second is salutation to Hiranyagarbha, the totality of all the devatas. Third is glorification of Hiranyagarbha. Fourth is the prayer for protection of the student and the teacher. And the fifth one is the threefold peace, threefold resolution, cessation of the obstacles. Now we'll go to the second part, second Shanti Mantra. The first Shanti Mantra is from Krishna Yajurveda. It comes in Taittiriya Upanishad, Shikshavalli. Now the second one is also from Krishna Yajurveda. That also comes in Taittiriya Upanishad, Brahmananda Valli and also Bhruguvalli. Valli means chapter. So now we'll enter into the second Shanti Mantra, which is very, very popular Shanti Mantra. Oh, I will chant, you can repeat. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This mantra is very popular in so many schools also they chant, and some people chant before food, because in this mantra word comes bhunaktu. And people think bhunaktu means eat. So let us eat together or something, they derive the meaning. But this Shanti mantra is not in the context of eating. It is in the context of learning. Learning the Shastra, especially Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of Brahman. And in the first part of the Shanti mantra, there is a prayer for protection and nourishment. It is said, Saha Nau Avatu. Sahana Avatu is there. If we break Sandhi, then Saha Nau Avatu. And we have to supply the Karta, Ishvaraha, Parameshvaraha. May the Lord Avatu protect. Now, both of us, student and teacher, Saha together. May the teacher protect, may the Lord protect both of us, student and teacher. So here it can be a situation where only one student is there, one teacher is there. That also is possible. Or all students put together are represented by the student group, student category. So one is student category, other is teacher category. Therefore dual. Now avatu. So there are some people who have this fortune of studying with the teacher one-on-one. It's a very, very good proposition, but it has got some risk also. Risk is what? There can be lot of diversion, lot of discussion can happen, diversion can happen, and holidays will be very easy because one student only is there. So every now and then teacher will say, okay, we'll do this. So that problem is there, but it has some advantages also. All right, that apart. Saha now avatu means may the Lord protect both of us. How? As we have seen earlier, if you remember, this morning itself we had seen. Tad mam avatu, tad vaktaram avatu, we had seen. How protection? Protection by knowledge. So, vidya pradhanena avatu or vidya grahana samarthya pradhanena avatu. May the Lord protect both of us by giving the capacity to grasp vidya to the student and by giving the capacity to the teacher to reveal this vidya. So both student and teacher both require this capacity, protection in terms of having the capacity to receive this vidya and communicate this vidya. Because this knowledge of Brahman is not like any other knowledge. It is not like the knowledge of physics, chemistry, etc., where the teacher can demonstrate also that this is the experiment of this gravitational acceleration, or this is this constant of the gravitational constant. You have to do the experiment. You want to derive the value, you can do the experiment, and teacher can do some PowerPoint presentation. Many people they think, Swamiji, why you are not using this? We have this, but we are not using. Today only our manager was asking, Swamiji, you are not going to use this PowerPoint for presenting this Brahma Vidya. He said for the new generation or next generation, NG they call it. For NG, next generation, they like Swamiji PowerPoint presentation. Puja Swamiji, Swami Dayanandji, he was not in favor of that. Why? Because when this Brahma Vidya, if you do too much externalization, demonstration, etc., then you will think the Brahman, Atma, like an object, like atom is there, electron is there, neutron is there, similarly one Atma is there. Brahman or Atma is not any object to be conceived, but at the same time it is there. Not available for perception, not available for objectification, but still it is there. And therefore this Brahma Vidya is not like any other Vidya. The communication of Brahma Vidya requires special method. And therefore teacher also has to be very, very careful. And therefore may Bhagavan protect the teacher by giving this capacity to communicate well. So Sahanau Avatu means Vidya Pradhanena, by giving the Vidya, and by giving the Vidya means by giving the capacity to grasp Vidya, by giving the capacity to communicate this Vidya very well, may Ishvara protect both of us. Sahanau Avatu. Sahanau Bhunaktu. May the Lord nourish both of us. Bhunaktu means nourish. Bhuj dhatu is there. Nourish. May the Lord nourish both of us. And here what? Vidya phala pradhanena palayatu. May the Lord nourish both of us by giving the result of this Vidya. And result of this Vidya on the part of the student, that when Vidya is received, then the result of Vidya is avidya nivrittihi. Ignorance of the self goes away. And when ignorance of the self goes away, ignorance born conclusions go away. And ignorance born conclusions themselves are bondage. You are not really bound physically. You are bound cognitively. You are bound because of your notions. You think you are bound, therefore you are bound. And why do you think you are bound? Because you do not know you are free. How you are free, you do not know. And therefore you think yourself to be bound. And this wrong conclusion that I am bound, I have a lot of punyam, I have a lot of pap, all of them are because of ignorance of your true nature. And that ignorance goes away when you get vidya. So vidya phalam is what? Avidya nivrutti, bandha nivrutti, removal of ignorance, removal of bondage. That is the result on the part of the student. For the teacher, she is supposed to be already having this vidya phalam. Therefore, for him or her, the teacher vidya phalam, or the result of this communication, is this satisfaction that one more person has received this vidya and parampara will continue. That is the result on the part of the teacher. So here prayer for the result of this communication. So sahanau avatu, may the Lord protect both of us. Sahanau bhunattu, may the Lord nourish both of us. Then saha viryam karava vahai. May both of us make necessary efforts. Viryam has got the meaning Shakti also, another meaning is effort. From this one thing we learn that prayer is not a replacement for effort. Many people ask this question, Swami, prayer should be done or effort should be done? We say both. You make effort and also do prayers. Nahi ekena rathe ekena chakrena rathasya gatir bhavet. Very beautifully said. By one wheel, the chariot will not move. You require minimum 2 wheels. So similarly, for your journey, you require effort and you require prayers. Don't think that, no, Swamiji, I believe in effort only. I don't believe in prayers. Prayers is only a sign of weakness. I don't like to beg anything to Ishvara. So I don't like prayers. So that person is not pragmatic. Because prayer is to take care of hidden variables. And pragmatic person is the one who takes care of all factors involved in the accomplishment of the desired end. Like when you are doing any venture, you take care of all factors. Then only venture will be successful. So similarly, this pragmatic approach is that I make efforts to take care of visible factors. What all visible factors are there? That is my effort will take care of this acquirement of land, acquirement of building, all these things, visible factors will take care. But earthquake should not happen. The flood should not happen. Bombarding should not happen. That is not in my hand. What effort you can do? That is governed by hidden variables. And hidden variables are taken care of by prayers. So prayers is a most pragmatic approach. But these prayers themselves are not replacement for the efforts. Some people take the extreme stand of only effort, no prayer. Some people say only prayers, no effort. It is something like for your health, you require carbohydrates, you require protein. Only protein, then uric acid will happen. So you require carbohydrates as well. Only carbohydrates, then triglycerides will go up. So you require protein also. So therefore you take care of everything, holistic approach. That is the approach of our Shastras. Don't take extreme stand. Have this golden path, where you have balanced approach. Everything in life we require balanced approach. Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnava bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. So one who has got yukta means balanced approach with reference to eating, with reference to the activities, balanced approach. Some people, they are very, very careless about eating. They don't eat. Very rarely, when too hungry, then only eat. They don't take regular meals. That also is wrong. And some people all the time, this mouth is moving, this mouth is always operational. That also is not correct. So here also it is said, Saha Viryam Karavavahe. May we make necessary efforts. The efforts on the part of the student is having attentive mind. So when you are listening, you just listen. Pay attention. That time you don't check your mobile or see, look here and there, or how many pictures are there in the hall, or counting the page, how many pages are there. In the last page, what is that? First page you see. That is effort on the part of the student. Paying attention to what is being said. Very few people have this. It's not that easy. One has to make effort. The student's effort is to pay attention to what is said. Another effort on the part of the student is follow up. Here it is a camp, so no problem. But when you are in a Gurukulam, the course situation, then every day you have to write notes, follow up you have to do. Next day when you come, what has been taught is already available, you are clear about it, all doubts are there, raised, clear, and then we go to the next. Because the whole building is built up, the vision of scripture in a particular way is given, and therefore what has been taught should be very clear to you. And therefore follow up also is required. And behavior on the part of the student, the expression on the part of the student should be such that it invokes the teaching in the teacher. It is something like, instead of mother gives milk, mother cow gives milk out of affection, that is invoked. Similarly, the teaching in the teacher is to be invoked by the student. So the expression, the behavior of the student has to be such that it invokes teaching. Otherwise, the teacher, why should he teach? He teaches because he sees the eagerness to learn, readiness to learn, and that will invoke the teaching in the teacher. And so that is the effort on the part of the student, that his behavior, his expression is such that it invokes the teaching. And what is the effort on the part of the teacher? The teacher also, when he comes to the class, he comes prepared. See, having the vision that all that is here is Brahma, that Brahman I am, that doesn't require any preparation. It is all the time there in his head. But when a particular text is to be taught, particular mantra is to be taught, then the teacher has to see. If he doesn't remember everything, he or she has to see what is the mantra, what is the first sentence, what is the second sentence, what is the connection between the two, what vibhakti is there, all these things, that teacher should be very clear. He should not, during the class, he should not refer to the dictionary. Or during the class, he should not study, what is there in the commentary, let me read. He or she is ready. That is his respect for the student. Pujya Swamiji used to say nicely, the teacher should not take the student for granted. Some teachers, they think that, the student don't know anything. I have to just spend 1 hour. I just go and tell some jokes, some stories, make them laugh, and say some sentences here and there, 1 hour is completed. That is not the respect for the student. You don't take the students for granted. Don't think the students will not understand anything, so you tell whatever you want. No. This teacher should be very well prepared. And the teacher should have lot of patience. Depending upon the expression of the student, whether he or she has understood, the teacher has to repeat or go ahead. Requires lot of patience, requires lot of sensitivity. The teacher's job, it looks very easy. Oh, Swamiji, what is there? You have to just 1 hour you have to speak. Only 2 hours job. We people work 6 hours, 7 hours, whereas you work only for 2 hours. Is that not that easy? Yeah. You come here, you will know. You will experience all 3 seasons, monsoon, winter, and summer, all 3. You need to be prepared. You should not take the students for granted that they will not understand anything. Whatever you say is fine. No. The teacher also should make effort. In fact, if he is not ready to make efforts, he should not teach. If he is having so many other projects, then he should not take up this teaching. Teaching is a very, very responsible occupation. It should not be taken casually. In fact, especially Vedanta teaching, it is like a neurosurgery. You are you are transforming the minds of people. You are making correction. Like how the laser correction is there for the eyes, etc. You are making this correction. And it should be done with very delicate manner it should be done. Precisely it should be done. Carefully it should be done. Otherwise you may create wrong orientation. So it is a very responsible job. If at all it can be called job. And therefore prayer is there. Saha viryam karavavahe. May we make necessary effort. So prayer is there. May you protect us by granting vidya, granting the result of vidya. But at the same time, along with prayer, we will make efforts. That is the Saha viryam karavavahe. Second part. Third part is Tejasvi now adhitam astu. Now adhitam is studied. Whatever is studied now by us, astu, let it be Tejasvi, bright. So whatever is studied by us, let it be bright. Means what? Whatever is studied by us, let it be effective. Artha grahana. Artha janana yogyam. That which is fit for creating the sense in the student. Whatever the teacher say should create the sense. It should create the message in the mind of the student. It is some teachers are very good in using bombarding language. Either in Sanskrit or English, very, very grand English they will use. But if you at the end of the class, if you ask, what did you understand, the student will not be able to say. If I use this language of logicians, tadavachinna, then you may think, oh, Swamiji is great scholar. Vidyarthitva gurutva vachinna ubayoho samanjasyam syat. Like that I use language, I can use that language. But it will not benefit you. So, let our study be effective. So, adhitam here on the part of the student, whatever studied by the student, let it make sense. Let it generate wisdom. Otherwise, many people, they have by-hearted the Shastras, they have by-hearted the Upanishad, but they do not know exact message conveyed by the Upanishad. They can give translation of the even mantras, but translation is not understanding. This is important to know. Just because you can translate the Upanishad mantra doesn't mean you have understood mantras. Translation is included in understanding, but translation itself is not understanding. And therefore, here prayer is that Tejasvinau adhitam astu, arthagnana yogyam astu. Let it be fit to generate wisdom. So let our study generate wisdom. On the part of the student, that is the meaning. on the part of the teacher is that whatever I have studied, that Guru's prayer is, whatever I have studied, let it be expressed in such a way that it communicates wisdom, communicates, gives vision of the Shastra. Otherwise, it will be futile exercise. Therefore, Tejasvi now Adhitam Astu. And another meaning of Tejasvi now Adhitam Astu is, whatever we have studied, let it remain green. Means, let it be available. Otherwise, what happens? You studied yesterday, next day it is not available. Therefore, Tejasvi has got the meaning bright. Bright means it is retained. So, let our study be retained so that it is available for understanding the next topic. So, Tejasvidau Adhitam Astu. And the last part is Ma Vidvisha Vahai. Literally, it means may we not hate each other. Ma means not. Vidvisha Vahai means hate each other. May we not hate each other. Here, some Acharya says that really speaking, teacher will not have any hatred towards the student. Student sometimes may have hatred towards the teacher. Why? Because the student will be seeing that, see, other student, he is given some favor. In fact, one problem with the teacher is, one problem for the teacher is, not with the teacher, for the teacher is, that he or she has to keep on looking different faces. He should not look at one person. Because if I look at one person, then other people say, Swamiji is looking there only. Why? What is there in that person? Does he know? Is he from Gujarat or something? So people will try to find some connection. Why Swamiji is looking at that person only? Something is there. So and then this feeling comes that Swamiji doesn't like me. Swamiji likes him or her. So then Shishya will have this hatred, bitter feeling. Hatred here, bitter feeling, ill feeling. And that will spoil the atmosphere. So here prayer is there that may Shishya not have the situation of this hatred. And may Shishya not have even perceived hatred. Real hatred will not be there, but even the perceived hatred also is not there. And another meaning is, may we not have misunderstanding about each other. Because in this Guru-Shishya relationship, especially when it is in the situation of the Gurukulam, residential school, then teacher and student are staying together. And when you stay together, some rubbing will happen. Sometimes teacher will be very firm in his expression, you should not do this, it is not proper for Gurukulam or something. Then Shishya will think that, oh, he is thrusting his ideas on us. We have come here for freedom and he is binding us. And Guru also may have some misunderstanding based on the wrong expression of the student. Student may have something in his mind, but he expresses wrongly. Then the teacher may feel that what is the use of teaching such students who do not have proper attitude. So there is a possibility of misunderstanding. More from the student side. And here Pujya Swamiji says very nicely, there is a problem called the problem of unconscious. In psychology, they talk about unconscious. Unconscious means what all emotions you had in your childhood, many of them you could not express. Many desires you had, you could not fulfill. So they remain suppressed. And the suppressed emotions, suppressed wishes, desires, they form part of your personality which is presented by the word unconscious. And this unconscious will govern your behavior, and you will not be even knowing it. And the rule of unconscious is that it will be expressed more when there is a relative freedom, there is relative peace. In the emergency situation, it doesn't get expressed. But when there is some relaxation has happened, especially in married life, student-teacher life, it happens. And in psychology, sometimes they describe this phenomenon by the word transference. In transference, what happens? If I am giving the example, if I had some issue with my father scolded me, insulted me, humiliated me in front of others, and I felt like, shouting back, etc., but I was afraid. So I suppressed my all emotions. Because if I cry, my father will say, "Why are you crying? Shut up, don't cry." So I can't even cry. That type of situation is there, and that remains suppressed. And what happens? That forms the unconscious. So now what happens when I go to Guru? Initially, I will be so happy. He is such a compassionate person, so loving, so caring. So whatever these positive things I see in the Guru, I will be so much overwhelmed by that. And I will be praising Guru. "Oh Guruji, you are my world, you are my life, you have made me my life. You are so great. I am so blessed to have you. You are like this, you are like God only. You are only God." So Guru, if he is not careful, he said, "Ah, what a great disciple I got." And then there is some rapport is developed. Some sense of security comes. Now Shishya thinks that Guru is very caring, he will not drive me away. At that time, what all suppressed the emotions he had with reference to his father, that will be expressed on the Guru. He could not shout at his father, he will shout at his Guru. So Guru does small thing in his perception that Guru is partial. Immediately say, "You are partial." Because he felt the discrimination from his father. He felt that my younger brother is given better treatment, I am not given that. So what all complaints I will pour all of them on the Guru. If Guru doesn't know this, then Guru will be surprised at what I have done to this fellow. I have not done anything, I don't have any partiality, I care for him and all. And then it creates bitterness. And Guru has to take care of so many students. And therefore what will happen? Guru may sometime ignore this person. Why? Because he cannot give full attention to this person. This person wants full attention. You don't care for me, you don't do this, you don't do this for me. And therefore what happens? The whole atmosphere is vitiated. And in that atmosphere, learning cannot happen. And therefore, we are praying, "Ma vidvisha vahai." May we not have misunderstanding with each other. So, may Guru also understand if I have some problems, and may the student also understand if Guru is having particular type of expression for the harmony of the totality. Guru also has to take care of all students. So he cannot give full time to one person, even though it is demanded. And therefore Guru will be sometimes strict that you can see me only for 10 minutes. So he will think that, see, he has time for so many things and for me 10 minutes only. No. All these things can happen. This can happen in any relationship, but here it is in the context of Guru and Shishya. See, Guru-Shishya is such a beautiful relationship. This is the only liberating relationship. But this relationship, it is not handled properly, then it can become a cause for further bondage. And therefore we pray, Ma vidvisha vahai. May we not have misunderstanding with each other. Let there be relationship of mutual love and respect. Any relationship will be healthy when there is mutual love and respect. Husband respects and loves his wife, and similarly wife also has got love and respect. That relationship alone will be strong relationship. And therefore there is a prayer, may we have enough love, care, respect for each other, that the scope for misunderstanding is minimized. Even if it is created, there is a mechanism for resolving it. Misunderstanding is possible. I generally say wherever Mr. Understanding is possible, misunderstanding will be possible. Mr. can come, the Miss can come. So understanding is possible, then misunderstanding is definitely possible. You cannot have only understanding in relationship. You cannot understand other person all the time correctly. There is always scope for misunderstanding. But there should be a mechanism, there should be a way to resolve this misunderstanding, clarify. There should be enough respect and love for each other, trust in each other, that this misunderstanding, even if it is born, it is resolved. And therefore we are praying to Bhagavan, Ma vidvisha vahai. And then again, Om Shantihi, 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 which is having the same meaning. So here first part, Sahanau avatu, Sahanau bhunaktu. There is a prayer for protection and nourishment. Second part, Saha viryam karavavahe. There is the prayer for giving the capacity to make efforts. Third part is, let there be the brilliance of this vidya which is studied. And the last part is, let there be atmosphere of mutual love and respect. Let there not be misunderstanding. So these are the four parts. And fifth is common, Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. Now the next Shanti mantra. So this second Shanti mantra is also from Krishna Yajurveda, and the next Shanti mantra also is from Krishna Yajurveda, Taittiriya Upanishad. So we will read. Om Yaschandasa Mrishabho Vishwarupaha Chandobhyo Dhyamrutaat Sambhabhuva Samendro Bhedaya Sprunotu Amrutasya devadharano bhuyasam Shariram me vicharshanam Jivva me madhumattama Karna abhyam bhuri vishruvam Brahmanah koshosi medaya pihitah Shrutam me gopaya Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. There are repetition of Shanti Shanti. It is by printing mistake. It is by mistake. So there is not double. We have to say Shanti 6 times. Only 3 times. Yeah. Can you chant this mantra? Yes. Try. in this Shanti Mantra, which is also from Krishna Yajurveda, the Lord is invoked in Omkara. Paramatma, the Lord, can be invoked in various ways. One way is we invoke the presence of Paramatma in a particular idol, Vigraha, Murti we call it. Here incidentally, useful to know that we are not worshipping the Vigraha. We are not Murti Pujakaha. Puja Swamiji used to emphasize this point. We are not Murti Pujakaha, we are Bhagavad Pujakaha. We are not really worshipping the stone or Vigraha. We are worshipping the Lord through Vigraha. I generally give this example. My favorite example is this. When you are talking through cell phone, if I ask you whom you are talking to, you will say I am talking to my brother, sister or whatever, friend. Do you ever say I am talking to the cell phone? Do you say that if I ask you whom you are talking to? You always say I am talking to my friend, brother, etc. You never say I am talking to the cell phone, but practically speaking, what you are doing? If somebody sees you are talking to the phone only. And that is why nowadays, we can't figure out that person is talking to himself or is talking on phone. It is difficult to know. So, you are speaking to the phone only. But do you ever feel, today 1 hour I spoke to the phone? You don't say that. 1 hour I spoke to my friend. Similarly, you are worshipping the Lord through the Vigraha. And therefore, don't have this idea that we are Murti Pujakaha. In fact, many people, many other religions, they accuse us that you are Murti Pujaka, you are stone worshipper, etc. We are not stone worshippers. We are worshippers of the Lord. But we take the help. And of course, there is another dimension. When we are worshipping the Vigraha, this Vigraha also has been consecrated. Prana Pratishtha is done there. And therefore, we have already invoked the presence of the Lord in the temple. Therefore, it is a very big function. If you have seen that function, is very, very educative. That they chant mantras and they invoke the strength or the energy created by the mantras in the water. And that water is offered to this Vigraha. And also they exactly like a landline connection. They put the connection with this kalasha to the Vigraha. So it is not like simply, just like that we are worshipping. So in the temple they do it. And at home also we might not have done it. But our attitude is, I am worshipping the Lord through Vigraha. So the Lord can be worshipped by invoking His presence in the Vigraha. That is called Vigraha Puja. Vigraha is the alambana, support for worshipping the Lord. There is another one that is called Pratika. Pratika means symbol. We can worship not in a particular Vigraha, the idol, we can worship in the Shiva Linga, Shaligrama. They are called Pratika. And one more symbol we have, the flame. Flame also is becoming Pratika. In flame, we invoke the presence of Devi. So these foreigners, they can't understand that what these people are doing. Through flame they are doing, the Om Mahadevaya Namaha, etc., or Devi Namaha. How they are doing? We are invoking the presence of Devi or Devata in the flame. And one more symbol is, very popular symbol is Om. So Omkara is also one symbol in which we invoke the presence of the Lord. Here one clarification is required, and that is, when I say Omkara, worshipping the Lord through Omkara, generally you think of what? One picture of Omkara? one big, in many ashrams they have a big, one big picture of Omkara with some light on it. And there we are doing Omkara Upasana. In our Shastra, we do not talk about the form Omkara. We talk about sound Omkara. So the figure Omkara is not the alambana, it's not the symbol in our tradition. Even though that is easy way of doing it. So you are thinking, oh, I am doing Omkara Upasana, Omkara picture. You visualize and you say, I am doing Omkara Upasana. No, that is not traditional Omkara Upasana. That also is okay. We are not against it. But I just want to tell that in our tradition, Omkara is not a figure as a alambana. Omkara as a sound is the alambana. Alambana means support. So we take the help of Omkara sound to invoke the presence of Ishvara. So the presence of Ishvara is invoked in the sound Omkara, Om. That sound Om becomes the support to invoke the presence of Ishvara. But if you do it, because many of you must be doing that only, that Swamiji, I have got a nice picture of Omkara and I look at this and close my eyes, I visualize Om, so I am doing Omkara Upasana. That also okay. It will bless you. But that is not the Shastriya, classical form of Omkara Upasana. Okay, that is one interesting, useful clarification. This Om, the sound Om, is alambana in which Parameshwara is invoked, and to that Omkara Rupa Parameshwara, the Lord who is invoked in Omkara is prayed to. And therefore, here the prayer is finally to the Lord, but the Lord who is available in Omkara. So, Omkara Rupa Ishvara is the altar of prayer. Omkara Rupa Ishvara, the Ishvara, the Lord in the form of, manifesting in the form of, invoked in Om. And that is the prayer. In the beginning of this mantra, there is glorification of Omkara in which Paramatma is invoked. And what is that glorification? Yaha Chandasam Rushabhaha Vishwarupaha. Omkara, Yaha, which is Rushabhaha, the best, the excellent, Chandasam, among all the mantras. Omkara is the most excellent mantra among all the mantras. Chandasam Rushabhaha Yaha. And Vishwarupaha, it is multifarious. One Omkara is representative of all alphabets. How? This Omkara has got three components, sound component. A, U, Ma. Akara is the first letter. Makara is the last letter. And Ukara is representative of all the letters in between. So when you open your mouth and try to make some sound, what comes is A. That is why A is the first letter in all Indian alphabets. A is very unnatural. A, if you try, when you just try to make some sound, basic sound which comes out is A. And when you close your mouth, open your mouth and make sound is A. Close your mouth and make sound comes Ma, Makara. A, open the mouth, Makara, close the mouth. So Akara is the first, Makara is the last. And Ukara is representative of all the letters. So A, U, Ma represents all the alphabets. And therefore what? It represents all the words. And therefore what? It represents all the objects in the world. Because words represent the objects. Therefore, Omkara is Vishwarupaha. Vishwarupaha means it is having all form, omniform. So, Omkara is having all forms. Omkara is representative of all letters, all words, and thereby all objects. Therefore, Vishwarupaha. And Chandobhyaha Amrutat Adhisamba Bhuva is a Chandasa Prayoga where this prefix and the verb will be separated sometimes. In regular language it is not done, in Vedic language it is done. So here we have to separately, we have to connect these two words which are separated. So the sentence would be Amruta Chandobhyaha Adhisamba Bhuva. Those who know Sanskrit, others can happily ignore it, blissfully ignore it. This Omkara Adhisamba Bhuva got manifested from what? Amruta Chandobhyaha, from immortal Vedas. Chandobhyaha refers to Vedic mantras. So Omkara got manifested from all the mantras of Vedas. This refers to a story which is given in Shastra. Once Brahmaji wanted to know the essence of everything, and therefore he did the churning of all the lokas. Then the Devatas were born. Devatas were churned, and then 3 Vedic mantras, these Ruk, Yajus, Sama, 3 types of mantra were born, manifested. And when 3 mantras were further churned, then 3 Vyaruti, Bhuhu, Bhuva, Suha, they were manifested. And they were further churned. Then the final extraction came out is Om. So Om is the essence of all the Vedas. In fact, with the help of Omkara, you can explain the entire Vedas, especially Vedanta part, which is the essence of Vedas. That is what is done in the Mandukya Upanishad. In Mandukya, with the help of Omkara, the vision that all that is here is Ishvara, that Ishvara you are, that is revealed. And therefore, this Omkara is said to be here as essence of all the Vedas. And so Omkara got manifested as the essence of all the Vedas by Brahmaji. All right. This is a glorification of Omkara. Then, after glorification of Omkara, which is the avenue for invocation of Ishvara, prayer is done. Saha Indraha Ma Medhaya Sprunotu. Indra here doesn't mean the Devata, the king of gods. Here Indra means Ishvara, Parameshvaraha. Indraha, the Lord who is invoked in Omkara, that Indra who is invoked in Omkara, Ma means to be, Sprunotu, strengthen. May that Lord strengthen me. How? Medhaya, with Medha. Medha, one meaning, dictionary meaning is the retentiveness, the power to retain what we have studied. That is called Medha. But sometimes Medha is used also in the sense of this grasping power. So Medha means Grahana Dharana Shakti, the capacity of grasping and retaining. That is called Medha. So prayer is there. May the Lord strengthen me with Medha, the capacity of grasping and retaining. And Pujya Swamiji adds capacity to grasp, capacity to ponder over the subject matter, capacity to recollect when it is required. All these things put together is called Medha. Therefore, here Dakshinamurti is called Medha Dakshinamurti. So, Dakshinamurti who is blessing us with Medha. So, Medha Shakti is very, very important in the study of Shastra. Because some people have got the problem in grasping itself. And there is no question of retention. But there are some people exceptional. They don't understand, but they can retain. They can retain the mantras, but they cannot grasp it. There are some people who can grasp. Swamiji, we can understand everything you teach, everything we understand. But Swamiji, I am not able to remember. Therefore, don't ask questions. So, because you said, I have understood, then Swamiji, what you have understood? So, don't ask, because no retention. So, we require both grahana and dharana. Grahana means grasping capacity, dharana means retaining capacity. So, may the Lord bless me with this grahana dharana shakti, the power of grasping and power of retaining. So, that is second part. Third, amrutasya deva dharanaha bhuyasam. May I, bhuyasam means may I become, deva or Lord, may I become dharanaha, the receiver, holder of what? Amruta, immortality. So, may I become the holder of the Amruta, the immortality. And here Amruta refers to Amruta Sadhana Brahma Vidya. May I become the holder of, receiver and the holder of Brahma Jnanam. Because I may remember all Upanishads, but the vision is not retained, then what is the use? Therefore, specifically prayer for this becoming the holder of the Amruta, immortality, and immortality means the means for immortality in the form of Brahma Vidya. So, that is the third part. The next one is prayer for the fitness of body, mind, sense complex. Shariram me vicharshanam bhuyat. May my body become fit. Gross body and subtle body, may it become fit. Because Shariram, even though it is Anatma, which is to be negated as Anatma, which is to be understood as Mithya later on, but it is very important sadhanam. Sharira madhyam khalu dharma sadhanam. We should not neglect the body. We need to take care of the body, but we should not become health freak. That is another extreme. Therefore, we pray for the fitness of the body. And Jihva me madhumattama. Very beautiful prayer. May my tongue become the sweetest. Means, let there be sweetness, humility in my oral expression, verbal expression. Because I have seen many people who are very good at heart, but their tongue is very sharp. And therefore, they are always, unloved, insulted. They feel that Swamiji, nobody cares for me. I do so much for everybody, but nobody loves me. I tell sometimes to those people, see, you are very good at heart, but your tongue, it like washes off everything, whatever you have done. Whatever good things you have done, it is washed away by your harsh tongue. Therefore, prayer is there. Let there be sweet tongue. But this does not mean that inside we have got ill intention and outside we become sweet. That is not the idea. Let my heart and tongue both become sweet. I have good intention and good expression. People say, Swamiji, I believe in goodness of the heart, I don't care for expression, etc. That's not correct. It is something like you should have good product and good packing also. See, you are making very good sweet, but you imagine you give in a very old, dusty newspaper. Will people take it? No. If you are having nice packing but inside all rubbish, then also in long run it will not be taken. Initially you may sell something because of good packing, but in long run you will not. So you require both good content and good packing. Both should be good. Why not? Why should you say A or B when you have A and B? People say, no, Swamiji, I believe in good content, packing I don't care. No, that's not correct. So, Jihva me madhu mattama. I tell you, if you have got this sweet expression, then you will feel loved, you will feel cared. People would like to be around you. And you also will have very harmonious relationship with the world. Otherwise, you will keep on fighting, keep on explaining everybody, I am not, so I don't have this, I don't mean this, I don't mean this, I don't mean this. Why should you say something which you don't mean? So therefore, Jihva me madhu mattama. I just take 5 minutes I have taken more, 2 minutes I will take more. Karnabhyam bhuri vishruvam. May I hear, vishruvam means may I hear, bhuri. Bhuri means lot. May I hear a lot. Karnabhyam, through ears. Of course, Shastram. May I hear lot of Shastram. Brahmanaha koshaha asi. Omkara, you are the abode. Kosha means abode of Paramatma. But medhaya pihitaha. Here medha has got the meaning laukika prajna, worldly knowledge. You are covered by worldly information. Means what? Paramatma is not attained by this Bahirmukhata. In Lalita Sahasranama, very beautiful name is there. Bahirmukha Duraradhya. This, what is Antarmukha Samaradhya, Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. So, Bahirmukhata, extrovertedness, is an obstacle that is suggested by the word Medhaya Pihitaha. Shrutam me Gopaya. O Lord, please Gopaya, please protect me Shrutam, what is heard by me. So again there is a prayer for retention, because I have heard a lot, but whatever is heard, let it be protected. And again, Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. More we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari. If you